Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another turn resolution. Pardon me. This is War in the Pacific Admiral's Edition, as usual. Probably no surprise to you, considering the title on the video, and if you've all been watching, you'll expect it. Okay, so this is new to me. I have search and ASW up here, but somehow, like this sub here, I knew this one was somewhere up in here, but this is new to us. He does fire a couple torpedoes, not at the Mississippi, but at one of our destroyers. And then we'll come in here and hopefully beat that island up. All right, the halibut. I think the halibut sank an oiler yesterday, but there it doesn't do anything. Okay, so the Sea Wolf does effectively. Okay, no escort here. Now, he may opt to just run these cheap AKLs solo without escort. In any case, that should sink it, and it does. All right, this time we have some nightcap. Again, it's not real effective at shooting. I mean, I've seen it shoot down bombers, but the best part of it is it breaks them up, their formation, so they're not as successful. In this case, they're not as successful as yesterday. Uh, in thunderstorms, they destroyed one of my Warhawks. Today, they don't hit anything, and they lose a bomber to flak. And he doesn't have multiple waves like he did yesterday. And here's our bombardment as discussed here. Yeah, as mentioned, prior, the goal here, I don't really think this is. I mean, this isn't a real goal. It's just, hey, if it has a side effect of um, confusing him as to our main target, that's great. But the primary goal is just to keep my ships busy, and not not just sit on their hands. And if we beat up the base, make it easier for when we do invade, etc. Okay, I'm going to skip this because it looks like we're in a good shape. Plus, he fails to find after a bit. No damage. We don't hit him either, though, so. Okay, so, no PBs sunk, at least in this action, so let's move forward. Oh, so, yeah. So I didn't jinx us. That should sink that patrol boat. Yep. I mean, I picture I picture a 21-inch torpedo obliterate. Isn't that what the size is? I don't know. Maybe I'm off by a couple inches, but obliterate. Okay, Rangoon is our target here, and it looks like we're going to have overkill on our sweeps again. Wow. That's some epic devastation there. Okay, so this is a time when I just have only the heavy bombers hitting Rangoon, and we're hitting the industry here. Partial cloud. I am shocked we hit nothing. Oh, bombs hit city that time. So we at least got one hit. Let's skip through. 3 hits, light industry. That was our primary target there. Because at this stage, um, I want to keep him from building supplies. I don't see him using the refineries there, but we can target those as well. I just want to make sure the supplies are not uh, being produced. Now, those 3 hits, my understanding is, uh, actually, I don't know if I have an understanding. Do those 3 hits mean um, a reduction of um, the light industry by 3, like damage 3 light industry, or does it mean depending on how many we, I mean, the size of the bombs? So those 3 hits with 500-pound bombs does say more damage than 3 hits by 250-pound bombs. Um, I guess we'll find out when we double check when we look at the, ooh, albacore attacking submarine. Ooh, nice. Some good ASW things going on here. Yeah, like I said, there's some overkill here. Okay, finally it's come. His deliberate attack. He's got tanks. We have 0 supplies, so this should fold. Let's go. Okay, we don't hold up very well, but he loses. It's 1-1, and he loses 69 disabled squads. I'm sure we lost even more. Let's scroll down and look. And I'm okay with this, by the way, because if he crushes these, they're so weakened that they'll come back at chunking even stronger. All right, not bad. I'll take that result, especially against a tank division. Wow. Yeah, that's our bombardment. I probably should have attacked there, but I didn't see any troops even to attack. So let me try that again here. Like it wasn't registering any troops were there when I was reviewing that island. All right. Okay, that was kind of a quick and um, what's the word? Uneventful turn relative to other turns. Not I don't know. I guess compared to the average turn, not too bad, but nothing really to talk about. We'll just jump right into talking about the 10th then. Okay, another landing ship. Okay, so yeah, we're back on February 10th, 1943. uh, there's there's some stuff that continues to be movements made, and you're gonna see that. Come on, that's a bummer. 4 torpedoes. We missed the I-168. Would have been nice. So we're gonna have the usual. He may have forgotten to turn these off, or maybe he expected to get through like he just did. Now the question is 5,000 feet. That's right, I'm too high. Okay, good to know. But we're able to dive down on the next group that comes in. So one of the things is he's flying low, but I have flak here, so he's flying too low for that. Now we destroy one, that's nice. At least one and 5 damaged. So he may have some ops losses as a result. So the reason I'm flying at 15K is because I'm expecting he won't fly below 10 to bomb because that's pretty deadly. I I think our flag is pretty solid up to, if I remember correctly, I think I was looking at 11K, but anyway. So he doesn't do any damage to Mavis by with flak. Um, hey, nice. The PBY I haven't seen a lot of that, but that's pretty cool. Okay, so we're back to bombing these ground troops, and it looks like we should be safe doing so. Little overkill here, but you never know. He does have a lot of fighters at Tavoy. I'll probably need to bomb the base at Rangoon, by the way. He could use that as an air base. Yeah, you'll see me kind of skipping through a lot of this stuff because it's, man, that's a lot of destruction here. Well, it is clear sky. But yeah, these are just usual bombings, although that one stood out to me because it was extra damaging. All right. This is actually one of my best bombing runs as far as coordination. It's hard. It's not easy to do, especially when you're using multiple airfields. But it looks like they're all coming in about the same time. Let's skip through this. See how we do. Okay. I This is a similarly damaging to his bombing in China. I don't know how he's going to feel about these bombings, but he may ignore them like I have been. He may not have much of a choice as well. But one of the things I'm trying to do is keep him honest, and so he doesn't venture north into our space here. And then if he does, he'll be already beat up. I'm not ready to attack Pegu yet. I would love to wait until the ninth Australian arrives. In the meantime, hey, if he's not going to cap this, we'll take advantage. I probably should be checking these units. These are garrison units, so they're not necessarily frontline troops, although in this case they are on the front line. He has a tank regiment and an air division. Okay. I think in this hex he at least had two garrison units, 11th and 13th. We see now the 3rd Air Division, the 8th Tank Regiment. That's 4 units plus that earlier I think we saw an infantry brigade. But yeah, we're just gonna. I mean, I guess we'll keep doing this. The main target here happened to be the tank regiment, but no tanks hit. Okay, and this time we do have dive bombers coming in. My hope is to I don't know historically how accurate these dive bombers were. I did read a little bit about the not the Dauntlesses. Against ships, these things are amazing. You can see we're flying extended range, so we're dropping 500-pound bombs, which I think is still pretty good. But anyway, I would imagine these things, well, and I've seen, these things are pretty amazing against ships. But from what I've read, the Army stopped the U.S. Army anyway, stopped requesting dive bombers after a certain point because just wasn't necessarily as effective as some of their other level and probably attack bombers. Um, I'm saying all this in the context that in this game or in the Pacific, it may be that dive bombers aren't the. Wow, that's pretty successful. Dive bombers might not be the thing that wins the war for us. Certainly, they haven't been as successful as the Stukas in in Europe. All right, Malloy Lap, however that's pronounced. That trying to hit the port here, but not being too successful. The weather is pretty bad in some of these. See that thunderstorm? Some of these bomb targets. There we go. Although this is afternoon. So the problem with this coming in, and this is extended range. But look at that. They're still dropping two 500-pound bombs. So that's pretty nice. All right, this is an infantry regiment and a garrison unit being hit. So not bad. Anyway, the problem here is we had zero. Ooh, nice. Finally getting. So everything I said bad about the dive bombers, forget it. They're apparently pretty amazing. But anyway, so what I was saying is the problem is swinging in here like this with no. I do have escort set up, by the way, from Magway, if I recall. Anyway, what I was saying is without an additional sweep in the afternoon, we run the risk of running into heavy fighter cover, but this time we got lucky. Okay, so these heavy bombers come in and do a bit of damage against, well, similar targets. It looks like he has also a base force here, so we may be able to account for all 7 units here. Which makes me wonder if I shouldn't just drive in with my tanks and hit this. I just don't know. The problem is, I mean, I can't hold a base like that anyway, because he'll just start bombarding us like he was with Rangoon, and it'll be untenable. But at least it'll eject him for a bit, mess with his supplies. Yeah, I don't know. But maybe that's where getting still having dud issues. Okay. That's where getting the 9th Australian to give a little more punch, and then maybe just run along the coast. Don't even stop at, but that would be like a guerrilla offensive, because certainly he would come in behind us, cut off all our supplies. So that might be a mistake. All right, we took a near miss that damaged us. Okay, should be okay though. Just a glancing blow, walk it off. All right, see what he has planned for us. I'm intrigued by these attacks he's doing. How much supplies is he burning? And look at this. Wow, we went up from having 800 AV to almost 3,000. Well, okay, 2,600, and instead of 2 to 1, it's 1 to almost 2. Okay. Um, okay, that's a pretty good bombardment. Does it look like he has less troops now at Tungu? I can't tell anymore. Wow, very similar casualties here. Okay. So we're attacking him here. I could have done a shock attack probably, but this should kill him? No. But maybe he'll die of attrition here. He does lose a ton more of his devices. Should finish that off, right? I guess we'll pay attention here. Okay, and also our bombardment at Tungu has the benefit of working up working out and forcing him to waste supplies. So I'm thinking about my battleships getting upgraded, and hope that every little point of AA is maybe one more air unit shot down. Okay, looking here, pardon me, by the way, looking here at our operational report. Um, I, oops, I skipped a page. Okay. Oh, we lost a B-17 and their pilot crew. That's a shame. Okay, so I don't know. Nothing was standing out to me. Hopefully, you gleaned something from it. But we have Nauru fortifications 4. I think now it's okay to go ahead and start building up the base. What I don't know, I haven't done research on this, but I have a hunch that fortifications helps in a lot of facets. One including bombing. So if we get bombed at Nauru, we should be okay. Now here's the thing: the danger of being bombed at Nauru is way lower now with our heavy bombers in the region in the theater. He has pulled back his air force way up to Eniwetok, and so we should be safe from now on there. And so I'll work on upgrading these two bases based on what my hopes are for using them. And then Maroc, port 3, that's fine. Chu Cien, size 1 forts. The West Virginia, this is what I was talking about. Basically, it's going to be out of commission for 17 more days, and that's okay to me because possibly when I am starting to go on my offensive, which should be right about the time this is ready. Not to mention the one that's at Luganville doing the same thing. Is every little bit we can get invested in an aircraft for these ships might be one or two or however many more aircraft shot down when we're having to face these retributive attacks from the air. Now, see, we do have a lot of stuff repaired, which really is probably a lot of them are upgrades here. Um, got a cargo ship. The number, I don't know. Some of these might be transfers, but I doubt they all are. I don't. This looks new. Um, this this may be a transfer. These two may be cans. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to waste time making guesses. The point is, we got some air, either movement or transferred, finished. Anyway, let's take a look at this. 7-5. We keep having a lot of losses, Alps losses, but we also have a lot of activity we're doing. So 3 flak, that is pretty strong. I think I only saw 2, one in each raid, but we must obviously we got a third. Teresa and Pete, ops losses here, and then see we lost, of course, transport aircraft, 3 of them, and then 4 And then the rest of these are miscellaneous. We read about the B-17, and we did lose a pilot. We saw that, and then wounded individual. Um, so still, still missing some of our kills. But okay. Okay. Just so you know, I haven't been idle and I haven't been giving you false promises. I actually have an amphibious task force right here loading up, and it's going to be in at least two components. Anyway, broken out into two units because I like to dock them and load them. And basically, this is not big enough to dock all the ships I need to load. So we're loading up half of the division, the first Marine Division. We're going to load the other half, and then we have tanks here that are going to go. Um, just so you're aware, not this one, this one. Now it's not been prepared well enough, but I'm gonna probably use it anyway. This only lasts for a year. I'm gonna go ahead and use these Shermans. I don't know if it's a waste because if I go in there uh, and lose half of them because they're not prepared. Oh, that reminds me, I should have some LSTs in the area too. Yeah, that's what this is. Maybe what I'll do is this should get here soon. What, 5, roughly 5 days. So 5 days will be here. Maybe we pick up the tanks with these LSTs. We'll see. Maybe that'll save a few from being destroyed in the surf. But we also have tanks at Macon that are earmarked for melee, and that's some light tanks here. So that'll be nice. Okay, but yeah, just we're moving here. We're not sitting our hands anymore. Um, and then this is a bit different story. One of the reasons I'm hesitating is because he had some oilers that we sank in this vicinity. No, I think it was in this vicinity. We sank an oiler, but we spotted more, and that made me think he might have carriers ready to operate. Uh, I I don't want to be too overcautious. However, when you still have a full keto butai, plus I'm going to call it plus, it's intimidating. And my carriers are not in the area. However, I do have pretty good air presence, ground air presence, so should be okay. These bases you can see are pretty much wrecked. Rabal is hard to keep down because he probably has plenty of engineers building that back up. But we're trying to keep these bases as damaged as possible. This one's starting to repair, but I'm not too worried about it just yet. This Lay and Munda are my next targets, and then I plan to work up to Shortlands. These I can pick up, behind, as I want to. Woodlark, I'll probably leave alone. I've beat it up enough, and he can, um, yeah, I don't know how he's gonna supply that. He may not be able to. But as we work our way northwest, he dropped off some troops here without enough support, and I think we should be able to finish him off. The problem is, will he be bringing in some troops while we're shock attacking these guys and more troops come? I don't know, but we'll find out. I guess that's something that we may have to consider, but for now, we'll take the chance. Okay, but up here in Burma, we've been pummeling these troops here. Looks like he has another unit, an eighth unit, but we'll keep bombing this because, hey, if you want to sit camped out in a clear hex, we'll make you pay. These two are both clear hexes. clear as in clear terrain, or whatever. I guess that's the right word. Um, CLR, clear. And so either of these hexes, I can just destroy whatever comes into them with my air superiority. Finally, getting some supplies into Bassine, and we do have some guys resting because I'm just trying to get this morale up, but it looks like it's not even budging. I wonder if I wonder if I need to pull them. Maybe I'll rail them to Prome, and maybe I'll even move them. Oh, I don't know. That's a long trek. I'm just thinking about like a major city if resting at a bigger base is more beneficial. Um, but we are building this base up. Well, right now I'm building up the forts because I want him to pay if he crosses over here. I'm reconning this, so I should be able to see if he's has any movement into or out of Rangoon. All right, and you saw the bombardment effects. Uh, he's got he's got us outnumbered here, but I think we're in good position here and here. This one I'm not really worried about. I could be bombarding, and I don't even have recon because I'm not as worried about it. I don't think I have recon here. Maybe I do. But I guess I could be bombarding just to kind of use up their supplies as well. But that would require me to have some guns to make it worth bombarding. And right here, I don't really have. I mean, I guess this has some mountain guns, but not very many. It just seems like it would be his counter battery could be more damaging than my fire. Okay, but that's Burma. I mean, you kind of see what I'm doing here. I've been doing very much the same thing for a long time. So, and just to remind you, this unit here is trying to slide over into this one to open this hex side so we can get supplies from any of these three hex sides. Now, I'm just realizing this. How does he own? Was he here first? He owns all of these sides. That I don't like that, but at least we can get supplies this way. That's the most important thing anyway. But it means he can move in behind me here. And that I don't like either. Um, I don't like using my tanks for movements like this. Oops. No. Okay, yeah, there's no real road here. So what I'll do is I'll grab like some small something. Maybe maybe one of my Indian regiments here. Um, So move up here and down, move across so that if we can capture these two hex sides, he can't move across into our hex this way or this way. So that's what I'll look at. Okay, and then looking here, we are in position at this crossroad juncture. I am going to keep moving to Hangzhou. Apparently, he ran away and he's hiding in this woohoo base, and that's fine. Maybe he's moving on as well, but we're going to keep moving east and try to get Hang Chow. But like I said before, if we find ourselves in a situation where this feels like a stalemate here, like again, I don't need a Stalingrad situation. I'll pull back out and move up this way and keep pressing, 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 pressing. Um, Make him have to react to us. And you can see these units here are chasing east, and I'm keeping a small garrison here to protect this crossroads because I don't know what this unit's doing. If he's going to be trying to, I don't want to leave this vacant and he cuts us off. And similarly, I'm a little bit worried about this, but if we can drive up here and take Shaohing, um, I don't know. I just want to disrupt him as much as I can, as aggressively as I can. And here we have a lot more AV, assault value, and I don't think he was ready for that. But he certainly, it will be a while now before he attacks us. When we were here, he could have attacked us here successfully, possibly, but now I think it's basically impossible now. All right, that's kind of it. I've spent a lot of time already, and I'll let you go, but you can see some of these probably task forces that are moving stuff, to and from the home islands. But yeah, well, thanks for joining me on this adventure, and I will be back to talk about February 11. Take care, everyone. Bye.